Dr. David Jockers here, and today we're talking about 10 natural ways to get rid of headaches. And I know growing up, I actually used to suffer with headaches almost on a daily basis. It seemed to be after school, around 3 to 4 o'clock, I would consistently have a headache. And growing up, my parents didn't know better, so I would end up taking ibuprofen or Advil or some sort of over-the-counter pain medication. And actually, that only contributed further to hurting my gut and causing severe digestive issues later in life. So today, we're gonna go through the causes of headaches. We're also gonna go through natural solutions so you don't have to depend on things like ibuprofen, Advil, medications that we know cause damage to the body, increase your risk of liver damage, kidney damage, cause leaky gut syndrome, but instead we can get to the root cause and get these problems corrected. So let's dive in here. The causes, number one, bad posture. And most people in society are walking around with forward head shift. They've got head tilts, they've got high shoulders. Their spine is subluxated, their spine is out of position. We've got to address that with exercises, stretching, and chiropractic care. Number two, eye strain. We're looking at cell phones, we're looking at computers, laptops, we're looking at electronic devices that are very close in front of us, and it increases the risk of eye strain, which can lead to headaches. Number three, poor sleep. We were made to go to sleep early and to wake up at dawn. Most of us are staying up way too late and waking up late, and oftentimes just restricting ourselves of good quality sleep. So getting to bed at an early time, ideally around 10 p.m., waking up 6, 7 a.m., that's a really ideal strategy to get rid of headaches naturally if you're suffering with these. Number four, stress. I mean, we're all under stress. We're gonna talk about some strategies to reduce that. Number five, hormonal imbalances. If you're a woman and you're out there and you're suffering headaches, particularly that increase around your menstrual cycle, it's most likely due to a hormone imbalance. When you have high estrogen, estrogen's gonna dilate the blood vessels, can cause an increased risk of headaches. Number six, and I see this so commonly with the clients I work with, blood sugar imbalances. In our society, we have a heavy carbohydrate diet, and when we're doing that, our blood sugar is fluctuating back and forth. When our blood sugar fluctuates, it opens up the blood-brain barrier, ends up causing toxins to seep through. Also, when the brain itself is low on oxygen and nutrients, it goes into panic and stress mode. It depletes more nutrients from our body, and it can increase our risk of inflammation and headaches. Allergies and sensitivities. Food sensitivities are so key. In fact, there's a study, Nutrition Journal 2011, they took migraine sufferers. They found that 25% of individuals that suffer with migraines have a known link with some sort of a food allergy or sensitivity. I mean, we're looking at things like gluten, which is the common protein found in wheat, barley, rye, oats, kamut, and spelt. MSG, for example, a lot of people go to Asian restaurants where they have a lot of MSG in many of the restaurants. They use monosodium glutamate, which is an additive and a flavor enhancer, and they come out with a terrible headache. And so MSG, we know, causes glutamate toxicity in the brain, increases our risk of developing headaches. So MSG, shellfish, believe it or not, can increase your risk of developing headaches, as well as dairy sensitivities, particularly the protein casein that is in dairy, as well as the sugar lactose if you're lactose intolerant. Those are the four biggest foods that are linked with allergies and sensitivities that end up increasing your risk of headaches. Alcohol and drugs, just drinking a lot, of course, most people know you can develop a hangover the next day and have a headache. Also, different types of medications can also increase your risk of headaches. And then number nine, nutritional deficiencies. Being deficient in things like magnesium, B vitamins, increases your risk of developing headaches. So now let's jump into the solutions. We know the causes, let's get to the natural solutions so we can get rid of these headaches. Number one, my number one recommendation is chiropractic care. We talked about bad posture, how we're constantly bent over looking at devices, and this was a huge thing for me. I had headaches literally almost every day until my early 20s, and I thought it was normal to get headaches. Every day around 3 or 4 o'clock, I would have to take a little bit of a nap in order to get rid of the headache, just relax my body. Once I started getting corrective chiropractic care, particularly looking at my upper cervical spine getting that adjusted very specifically with hands and also with an instrument, just adjusting that, tweaking that area, got rid of my headaches. They were gone completely. I don't think I've had a headache in the last 10 years. And so you can live without headaches as well. Chiropractic care is powerful. They took a group of migraine sufferers and they actually put them under chiropractic care. 90% of the migraine sufferers noticed significant improvement, including 50% reduction in the severity and the overall frequency, the amount of times they were getting migraines. So if you're out there suffering with headaches and migraines, definitely want to see a high quality chiropractor, corrective care chiropractor, without a doubt. So that's number one. Number two, essential oils. And so some of the best essential oils for overcoming headaches are going to be things like lavender, which helps to relax stress hormones in your body, as well as peppermint. They did a study with lavender and they showed that breathing in lavender, like you can diffuse it. You can put it in water in a diffuser and diffuse it in your air so you can inhale it for 15 minutes, reduce severity and frequency of headaches. Also, peppermint is really good. You can actually combine peppermint. I do about 5 drops per 1 teaspoon of coconut oil and just kind of put that on your skin, particularly around your scalp. Even in your hair you can do it, and that will actually help to increase circulation in and around your skull and your head and reduce severity and frequency of headaches. So peppermint. Number 3 is healing herbs, and there's many different herbs that can benefit somebody that's dealing with headaches and migraines. Turmeric is a great one, so putting turmeric in different food. You can also supplement with curcumin. A couple other ones are feverfew and butterbur. In fact, using feverfew and butterbur, lots of research on how beneficial those can be for reducing frequency and severity of headaches. Number 4 is magnesium. This is one of my main go-tos when it comes to headaches and a whole number of things. We know that magnesium plays a role in over 300 different functions in our body, and one of the main symptoms of a magnesium deficiency is headaches and migraines. And so we want a type of magnesium to supplement with that crosses the blood-brain barrier. My favorite is right here. It's my Braincalm Magnesium supplement that you can get right on my store. And this is one of the main supplements I use with my clients to get phenomenal results. And it's a staple part of helping somebody with migraines or headaches. You can see I just put a scoop in my water here, and it's like a little purple pink water, and it tastes great. It's kind of got a fruit punch flavor, flavored with stevia, all natural, no effect on our blood sugar, and it tastes awesome, and it's a great way to hydrate our body and get the kind of magnesium we need. There's a specific patented form of magnesium in here called magnesium L-threonate, and that form of magnesium is the best form for crossing the blood-brain barrier, improving memory, reducing the risk of developing neurodegenerative disorders, stabilizing the blood sugar in the brain, and improving overall what we call synaptic density in the brain. So it actually helps with your memory, your learning potential, and reduces headaches. So this is what I use on a regular basis. It's what I recommend for my clients. So that's magnesium. B-complex. B-complex is key. In fact, B2 very much associated with migraines. One of the tests that I run, that my nutritionist runs, is called an organic acid test, a urine test that looks at biomarkers of nutritional deficiencies. And one of the things we commonly see is a B2 deficiency, particularly people that have headaches and migraines. So B2, riboflavin, can be very powerful. B3, niacin, very, very important overall for blood flow around the brain. And overall, B vitamins, B6, B12, folate, which is also B9, and thiamine, B1, really important overall for neurotransmitter production, for keeping anxiety under control, for good sleep, and good overall mood and behavior. And what that does is that's going to obviously reduce stress in our body when we have those sorts of B vitamins in there. Number 6 is hydration. This is critical. We want to make sure we're drinking a lot of water. Particularly to start our day, I recommend about 8 to 16 ounces the first half hour after you wake up. Drinking water, you can put a little bit of salts. Things like Himalayan sea salt can be really, really powerful to help add minerals to the water. You can also add in essential oils, things like peppermint, so you get that vasodilation, that increased blood flow effect that peppermint improves. You can add things like lemon essential oil or ginger for improved digestion. So you can add essential oils, you can add pink salts, You can add magnesium like I just showed you in order to overall improve your hydration levels. And we know that there's a study 2004 in Headache Journal. It showed that individuals that suffered with frequent headaches who hydrated effectively, right? The people that hydrated better had significant reduction in frequency, the amount of headaches, as well as the severity of those headaches. So hydration is a simple, easy thing we can all be doing to help get rid of headaches naturally. Number 7 is deep breathing, and this really plays a role with what we were talking about here with stress. So deep breathing is so critical. We know that the average individual in society takes 12 to 18 breaths every minute. 12 to 18, that's a lot of breaths. Optimal breathing is about 6 breaths per minute unless we're exercising. So if I'm just sitting at rest, I want about 6 breaths per minute. So what I do is I take an inhalation, should be about 4 seconds, deep inhalation, hold for about 2 seconds, and then exhale for 4 seconds. One good solid breath should be about 10 seconds when we're at rest. When we start doing that, we take stress off of our body. We get out of fight or flight mode and we get into what we call rest and rebuild mode, a part of our nervous system called the parasympathetic nervous system. That part of our nervous system is gonna help reduce inflammation in the body, improve overall healing, and improve our body's ability to get rid of headaches naturally. So this is one great way to reduce stress on the body. Deep breathing, just long inhalation, 4 seconds, hold 2 seconds, exhalation, 4 seconds. Very powerful. Stretching. So we talked about poor posture. We talked about the role of chiropractic with that. Well, we can also do things at home and on our own to help improve our posture and to help reduce tension in our neck, particularly upper cervical neck, and then in and around our shoulders. So a stretch like this, where I take my head to the side, just like that, and then I take my head to this side. Hold for about 10 seconds, long deep breaths, just like we talked about. Relax, take my head to the front, take my head all the way over, about 45-degree angle, and bend forward. Take my head like this. Also, bringing my whole body back. So squeezing my shoulder blades back, opening up my pectoral muscles, just like that, bringing my arms back, my head back. Very, very powerful. And then taking my head or taking my hands, or even putting a headrest, like if you're in your car, or you can stand against the back of a wall, and tucking my chin and just pushing back with about 5 to 10% of my strength. So I'm not trying to do this, I'm just barely pushing back. Tucking my chin can take a lot of stress and pressure off the nerve system and off of the muscles in and around the neck and the head that can play a role with cause of headaches. So that's very important. When you hold that contraction, you wanna hold for about 5 to 10 seconds and then relax. Do about 10 reps of that, can be very, very powerful. Number 9 is detox baths. So this is something I have my clients, especially my clients that have trouble sleeping, and they have the sleep-induced and the stress-induced headaches. I have them go ahead and set up a detox bath. And with a detox bath, you go ahead, you fill your bathtub, you put 1 cup of baking soda in there, 2 cups of Epsom salts. Epsom salts are very rich in magnesium sulfates. Sulfates help boost antioxidants in the body. Magnesium, we've already talked about the benefits of that. We get that magnesium when we're in this bath as well, which is very, very powerful. The baking soda is a really, really good form, really good way to help reduce toxins and strip toxins out of the body. Then put 2 cups of apple cider vinegar in there. Apple cider vinegar helps get rid of excess uric acids, which can play a role with headaches. And then you can put in some healing herbs, some healing essential oils like lavender, sandalwood, frankincense, anti-inflammatory, and also very aromatically friendly essential oils can be very powerful. You can diffuse them in the air while you're taking a detox bath, or you can actually put them in the bathtub itself, so it actually gets into your whole body and you get that whole benefit of it. Dim the lights down, put on some classical music or worship music, something very light that's sensual and that really speaks to your spirit, and focus on deep breathing while you're in that detox bath, and you will get tremendous benefit at reducing stress and helping your body to sleep. I always tell my clients to do that about roughly an hour to 30 minutes before bed, get in a detox bath like that for about 30 minutes and just unwind and relax, and you'll notice significant improvements with your sleep, reducing stress and inflammation in your body, your brain, and if you're suffering with headaches, you will notice significant improvement there. Okay, last thing, elimination diet. And so we already talked about that Nutrition Journal 2011 study that showed that 25% of migraine sufferers are dealing with some sort of a known food sensitivity. They know it. Whenever they have gluten, boom, migraine. Whenever they have MSG, migraine. Whenever they have shellfish, migraine. And that's just known food sensitivities. I think if they actually tested these individuals, or if somebody really that knew what they were doing really tracked these individuals, they probably see significantly higher rates. I would imagine that my opinion would be 60 to maybe 80% of migraine sufferers are dealing with leaky gut and food sensitivities. So getting rid of the gluten, shellfish, dairy proteins, as well as things like MSG. Also, trying to stick organic as much as possible so we can reduce our risk of consuming GMO, genetically modified organisms, can be extremely powerful mechanism for reducing headaches naturally and living your best life. So that's the causes and the 10 natural ways to get rid of headaches. We'll see you on the next video. This is Dr. Jockers signing off.